Just before we kick things off, let me run you through the team sheet for Singapore, folks. We've got number 8, Nathan Yong. Number 2, Philip Joseph. Number 3, Brendan Noble. Number 5, James Liao. Number 13, Matthew Lim. Number 10, Muhammad Jamian. Number 1, Braden Yu. Number 7, Ibi. Number 9, Lucky. Number 11, Shankar Kumar. Number 14, Jonathan Leong Wei Tia. And number 12, Aiman Janhao Binikram.
So let's run you through the Philippine Rising Star men's, and this is total featured by Christian Rico Ramirez, Dylan Davies, Hamish Roland Seddon, Raymark Bustillo, Jonathan Greenwood, Connor Brown, Jan Pui, Joshua Aragon, Janelle Madrona, John Tulabot, Junior Ramirez, and Clifford Joe Dawson is our coach. I'm going to ask you your thoughts when you get into the game, Harish, because you had, well, a good bit of a conversation there with our staff, so I'm going to give you just a little bit of time to breathe while I do the same.
And we have the two teams taking the pitch right now. Singapore in their traditional red and white, who seem to be attacking left to right. And the Philippines in their blue kit, attacking right to left on your screen, folks. Once again, this Singapore squad is what we would call the development team. Singapore does have 2 teams in this tournament.
I think I'm going to correct you on that, Harish.
Yeah.
Let's just say the team in progress.
The team in progress, yeah.
Just trying to be politically right.
A lot of younger lads in this team, a lot of them in university, polytechnics. A lot of them will be representing Singapore in the uni games coming up in France in a couple of months. Great exposure for them to take part in this tournament. But Philippines, they
I heard you're going to Paris for a wedding.
will be there.
You just snuck that in, didn't you? Any excuse to get there for the Olympics?
No. It was good timing, but Philippines with a deep kickoff, putting Singapore under pressure. The Philippines boys, great on D, and that's a big hit. Saw it coming a mile away, but the Singaporean lad stays strong. Keep his team in possession of the ball. That's Ibi.
Well, we've seen Ibi, we've seen,
Big
Philip
bump
Joseph
off there
also.
by Philip.
And I think he just got there to the arm of Junior Ramirez.
The Filipino boys, definitely a physical bunch. Just as I mentioned, that big textbook tackle coming in. Boys and girls, if you're watching at home, that was him hitting, squeezing, and taking his man down.
Oh, we have a good man, Douglas Dhanapal, who's the main official for this game. Well, all of us here do know him as Doug. Now, I have to say this to you, Harish, but number 15, well, who just got bumped there by Philip Joseph.
Yeah.
Junior Ramirez. That is an outstanding name. Oh, that's a really good lift, isn't it? That's an outstanding name. Almost reminds me of the early 90s rappers.
Outstanding name for an outstanding player. He's been fantastic all day out here at Jurong West. Really good to see him run, take those runs, take those defensive hits. Really one to watch for the years to come. Junior Ramirez of the Philippines. Singapore going on the blind. It's Brendan Noble with the ball. Big bump off by Brendan. And he manages to offload as well. Singapore playing a bit of the same game as Philippines.
Well, it's almost a well-matched affair, isn't it? And Philippines just, well, looking at 2 sides that actually look poised.
Yeah.
Physically against each other and as equals.
It is 0-0. Philippines with the penalty. Ball is in their possession. Both teams gathering their breaths. Big phases of play in the last couple of minutes. It looks like Philippines are going to opt to do a move off the penalty. Big switch there on the big blind.
Here's Jonathan Greenwood.
takes on Brandon Noble, takes
Oh,
on
Greenwood's on a run.
Ibi, and he takes it through the try line to the house.
Absolutely marvelous there from Jonathan Paul Greenwood. Well, doing what was needed.
Very patient play by the Philippines. They didn't opt to do a quick tap. You know, they knew what they wanted to do. Great, great set of play there from the boys in blue, from the Philippines.
And here's Kai Christian Strom, who will go in for a conversion. He's been quite stellar in most part of the, well, earlier games. And successful conversion there. So Kai Christian does well. 7 points in the bag here for Team Philippines as they lead over Team Singapore. With
Just
a little
checking in
past.
on the live stream, and lots of support coming online from the Philippines watching their boys. Hello to you and welcome. Philippines retrieving their own kickoff. Fantastic work there. Just like I was talking about earlier, Glenn, the kickoff game is, you know, it's become an art in the sevens variant of the sport. You don't want to give the ball away, and it's really almost way more important than, you know, receiving the ball.
Well,
There we
absolutely,
go.
and it looks like another stellar run. Well, made it look so easy. Just got that through. Lovely celebration as well coming in from Jonel Madrona. So Philippines now, well, just opening up and looking very comfortable in their skin, Harish.
Yeah, I mean, Philippines bring an element of physicality, speed, and hard running. It's fantastic to see. It's you know, very all-rounded team we have out here. But Singapore, still lots of time to prove and get some points on the board.
And there's definitely an opportunity here now for Kai Christian. Rarely does he
Unsuccessful conversion there.
miss, but on this occasion he does. So
Just wanted to shout out the linesman, or AR rather, the assistant referee on the foreground of our screen. That's Andre Tay. He's only about 15 or 16, still a student, plays rugby himself, but has dedicated lots of time as a referee. He's even refereed a couple of league games here in Singapore. So shout out to the referee union here for, you know, having
that's
him
very
on board.
impressive, isn't it?
It
you
is.
know? And
But Singapore on the break here. Good support, but just loses it in the contact.
So
Balls going forward.
besides just being fit and knowing the rules, you also have to have an extremely keen eye.
Yeah.
And for someone so young, I think, you know, commendable.
Exactly, and obviously the modern sport depends so much on ARs. You know, the referees are a team. You know, usually in a professional setting, we've got TMOs as well to help out as well. But once again, shout out to young Andre, doing a fantastic job in the refereeing world.
So the scrum here, and that's going to fall in favor of Team Philippines.
Good scrum pressure though, but Philippines with the ball. Good angles there. Good loop around. Show and go. Breaks through the
Yes,
center.
Jonathan Greenwood again.
Singapore counter tackles there. Philippines to go on the blind again.
Oh, that's absolutely marvelous work being
22,
done here.
the 10, the 5. Try time.
And Hamish Rowland, well, brings that home very comfortably. So it's certainly Team Philippines now who are in the driver's seat here in this early part. Well, absolutely marvelous finish there, Harish, from Hamish Rowland. He's done that in the past few games as well. Quite a,
Definitely a delight watching him play and run around the park all day.
he does have a flamboyant style of play, no doubt about that.
Couple of great celebrations going on from the Filipino boys as well. There we go, another one just came. I just saw him do one with the water boy. That's the best part of the game, right? You know, do
It
well,
is.
have fun.
It is, and that's what separates sevens from a lot of the other sports, isn't it? You have the intensity, and then you've got the fun element. Oh, that's just inside the woodwork.
What a kick And that brings the score to 19-0 and halftime as well. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes for the second half of Singapore and Philippines. $19-0 down, but a full half of rugby to go.
Well, I do love the change in that, well, setting from the early part of the day when it was nice, bright and green. Well, the sun's gone down. It's just it almost looks like a lovely filter has been added in there. You find the color temperature also will have changed. Talking about color, what's your favorite jersey? I mean, I have a couple of friends who do love their away jerseys more than their home jerseys. But if you were to make a pick, Harish, and I'm not telling after this.
Yeah.
It's discreet.
Well, I'm my favorite jersey has to be black and gold hoops, Glenn.
I was expecting that. You're a lad that loves black. Absolutely. I was just expecting that. Had to pull that one out of you.
Black and gold always, for me at least. But Singapore on the attack. Philippines with some great defense. You know, these guys are really hustling hard on D. And Singapore with a penalty. Quick tap.
Just to reconfirm this for you, this current Singapore team, of course, and is very different. And there's a caution being handed out as well. So
that's
going to be time
once again, referees being consistent. I believe the Filipino player was not back 10 and he stopped the play. So a third or fourth of time we've seen this happen today. So good to see the consistency.
So John Tulabot will have to wait it out, and here's Singapore's chance to actually try.
With a man advantage at that as well.
In.
Big step off his right foot. He goes through. Try time, Singapore.
We've enjoyed a lot of the performances that, well, he's put on here today, haven't we, from Ebby?
It's Ebby. Ebby, who plays for the Iskandar Pirates across the causeway in Johor, actually. Lives there, went to school there as well. I'm sure his family and friends and fans back home are supporting and cheering him on. He was a big hit with the kids in the stands earlier on.
Well, yeah, he was having a great time, wasn't he?
Ebby was signing signatures. He was getting all the primary school kids coming up to him, take photos with him. A real one for the fans, Ebby. And he's obviously showing his worth by scoring some wonderful tries this afternoon.
Well, absolutely. So let's also remind you once again that we did have a conversion done there by Mohammad Jamian. So it's Singapore, of course, 7 points in the bag now. They trail 12 behind the Philippines. We still have a Philippines play out. That's John Denmer Tulabot. Well, just given time in the sin bin, and the reason for that was very clear, due to a misdemeanor on field.
An uncharacteristic knock on there from Philippines from the kickoff gives Singapore a good attacking platform now. They've got a scrum just outside the 22. Singapore making a triple substitution, it seems. Glenn, I think in some cases we would call this bringing on the bomb squad.
Oh, absolutely. Now it's interesting to see young Ayman's back in there. Came in the latter part of the earlier game.
Ayman's back in the mix, very physical player.
He's going to be with you guys later on as well. So it's a really packed day for him physically.
It is, it is.
Well, like you said, one of those workhorses, isn't he?
The rugby community is small. Everyone has a part to play, and we all grow the game here. So I'm glad. I'm sure he's more than happy to do so. Singapore, unfortunately, holding on to the ball. Philippines with the penalty.
But
Great
just looking at
great defensive effort by the boys in blue.
absolutely Dylan Duncan Davies, he's got a big fan following. Was just reading all the comments on him,
Yeah,
especially from the girls.
he's well, he's good. He's bringing the views to the YouTube live stream. Once again, if you're tuning in, we're out here at Jurong West in Singapore for the C7s, folks, where we've got Philippines playing Singapore. Philippines with a 19-7 lead.
Well, let's not forget that this game, of course, is the third of Group A facing off with the third of Group B. And that, of course, is an interesting battle here. And that's a great steal, if you ask me.
Slightly isolated there, but Singapore did what they needed to do and earned the penalty. A quick tap there from Singapore's number 12, Aiman. Spreads the ball wide. Big fend. Offload on the inside. Singapore looking to reset some play. Big step there. Kicks it through straight into the hands of the Philippines. Slightly isolated there, but magic feet, and
That's
he's
a quick
straight
run,
through.
isn't it? Hamish Rowland, we just spoke about him earlier. He's quite the player to watch in action. It's an extremely flamboyant style of play.
Great break, but unfortunately, plays called back from the ref for a forward pass. Singapore reading a sigh of relief there, Glenn.
Well, what a thin line there is between a side and a forward pass, isn't it? Sometimes you just kind of tend to trip that line.
Yeah.
Often, isn't it, Harish?
It is, but it is part of the game. You got to follow the rules. And kudos to our refs for spotting that infringement.
So here we have it, scrum time again, and Ebi, of course, will initiate this. Team Singapore have the advantage. Let's very quickly remind you that this game, of course, is soon going to be followed by the second of Group A playing the second place of Group B in the men's. That's Chinese Taipei facing off with Thailand.
Penalty to Singapore. Quick tap there from Ibi. Big spin pass. And the referee's given that as a forward. Unlucky there, Singapore. Pitch is holding up pretty well.
Well, later on, Harish and me will confirm who are the top two teams that are going to be playing for the ladies as well as the men's. And that'll be in the finale on Saturday to decide who is the cup winner in the C7s.
Penalty in Singapore. Singapore take it quick. Hands out wide. Big hit there. But slightly high, I believe. It's Lucky taking the ball up. Good clearance off the ruck, but unfortunately off his feet, I believe, or not releasing. Philippines with the penalty and ball in hand. Now Philippines probably looking to wind the clock down.
We just spoke of the young man back there who really was holding on with his defense, Junior Ramirez. It's been quite the lad to watch in today's game. So has Hamish Rowland. These lads have put on some stellar moments for us. So all
Great
the big lads will
close-up
come
shot
together.
of the players there. Penalty against Singapore. Philippines with the ball. Let's see what they do from here, Glenn.
Well, really approaching, the finish here. There's no doubt about it. It's 19-7 as it currently stands. Philippines, well, do have the advantage.
And there we have it, full time. Philippines edge out Singapore, 19-7. Well done, Philippines. But hey, great play from Singapore.
I think Singapore, this time, of course, we spoke about these lads being young, but they certainly had their moments, Harish, and they gave us some very exciting moments in this game. So it's definitely going to be on towards the next game now as in the men's, the second placed men's team in Group face the second place men's team in Group B, and that's going to be